folks. I'm going to take you along. We got a bad blower motor here. Doesn't do anything. I already diagnosed it, but I'm going to take you along because these ones, by the book time, can be pretty tricky. So if you're having trouble trying to figure out how to get to your blower motor, it is. Let me just take you along here. It's underneath here. This is the blower motor. I unplugged it already because I was diagnosing it, and it's tricky because this thing's in the way. This thing right here. So you can't just go boom and pull it down. So I'm going to show you what you got to do, and let you tag along. First thing you got to do is we have to take the glove box out. So in this one, you're just going to pinch the two sides. And on this model, on the right hand side, there's one of these things that you have to pop off right here. This came off of this piece right here and then goes to that piece there, just for dampening abilities. We're gonna pop this out. We don't want the Tylenol to fall out of here. This right here. It just pops out fairly easily. We'll set that aside. Now, while you're in there, it's a great time to look at your cabin air filter. I just put a new one in when I was diagnosing it, so I don't need to do that, but it's a great time to do it. Then what we're going to do, let's take a look. By looking at repair information, I noticed that we have to try to get this motor out of here, and I think there's a push panel retainer here. We're going to get up in there, pry this out. Okay. So just right in here is a little like push, like a Christmas tree fastener. Looks like this. That just pries out of there, and I think that gives you enough room. Now that this piece is all loose, it might give us enough room to get our tools up in there. So let's see. This one. This bolt here. I hope you can see what I'm doing. I can't see what you see. This might make a horrible video, but it might help somebody. Okay, we got one there. These are 8mm heads. You can probably use a Phillips head, but for me it's just easier with a socket and get the tools up in there. But nope, unfortunately it's a Torx, so you'd have to use a Torx. And there's one more over here. This one, that's the third one. Now you can just flex this out of the way and pop the blower motor down. So here's the old blower motor. Doesn't really look that bad. And always match these up. Connector. So now, once you get that out, you can fit the new one back in there. Just be ginger. That piece there. Just kind of go around it. Fit it back in. And then just make sure it's oriented properly. You're going to take your new bolt and take your bolts that we just threw on the ground. And you're going to put them back in. And then they go into plastic, so you don't need to hog dog them. You don't need to do any Samoan tugs on these bolts. Probably can't even see what I'm doing. There's two. And the third one, we got to go way down around. Alright, so just remember we got the 3 screws. There's 1, there's 2, and then 3. Alright, so now what we're going to do, plug it back in electrically. And when I unplugged it, one of the things that you have to know, obviously make sure the connector is nice and clean, make sure the pins aren't burned, stuff like that. One of the things you got to look for is, let me get you over there. Over here is a wiring harness retainer spot. Just make sure that's pushed back up into place and held. And then what we'll do is we're going to put this back up into place. So what I just did is over here, this slides into the HVAC. Let's see if I can get a flashlight in there. This slides into the HVAC case. Sorry, the light fell. Into the case right here. Just make sure that's pushed kind of back into the holder right in there, and that's fine. And this will go. This part is a little tricky, but this will go over, and then there's a little dowel. There's a little dowel right there, and then the Christmas tree fastener goes onto that. Okay, just like this. And then just make sure that's all the way in. Oops, it totally slipped. What an idiot. Let me put this down so I can use two hands. Okay. Okay, that's all in place. Let's do. Okay, there we go. So it should be like this. If I wasn't an idiot the first time. Okay, cabin air filter, blower motor. Plug back in. Now let's actually make sure it works. Yep. All good. All good. All right, well, that's how to do a blower motor on a 2006 Toyota Sienna. I hope this helped. Thanks.